Hey there, welcome home, welcome to a new video, and today we're taking a look at patch 10.4. In this patch, we will have buffs for Amumu, Caitlyn, Garen, Gnar, Jayce, Kayle, Lux, Rammus, Sylas, Udyr, and Yuumi. Nerfs for Aphelios, Aurelion Sol, Cinch, Sona top lane, and Soraka. Then we will have a special jungle buffs for Darius, Diana, Garen, Gnar, Mordekaiser, Talon, and Zed. These jungle buffs are meant to widen the champion pool in the jungle because that role is a bit close. Some champions, if you make a mistake, you are going behind for all the game long, while if you play meta, well, you can recover more easily. That stuff that is keeping a lot of champions for not being played in the jungle is something Riot wants to start fixing with these changes. Then talking about items and runes, we have buffs for the Unflinching, Face Rush and Hail of Blades runes. Also a very interesting buff for the Sunfire, Cinderhulk and Bami, and the Exhaust is being buffed too. Then talking about the Legend runes, they are being nerfed, and the Stopwatch is being nerfed, both the item and the rune. This patch goes live on Wednesday morning, between, the morning between Tuesday and Wednesday. That is when the patch goes into the live servers. Talking about the skins, we will have new Blood Moon skins for Master Yi, Katarina and Tryndamere. Trynda is getting the LPP chroma as well, and if you want to earn it, I have a giveaway on my Instagram you can access through the link in the pinned comment. The skins will be priced at 1,350 Riot points as usual. There is a Blood Moon capsule on the PvE as well, but it seems we only will have this capsule alone. No event, no other stuff for Blood Moon on the PvE currently. But there is your shop, and your shop will launch probably within the next month, so be aware to this channel because once it launches I will tell you. Talking about TFT briefly, we will have buffs for Ornn, Senna, Nocturne, Lucian, Olaf, Cinch and Zed. Then nerfs for Crystal, Poison, Taliyah, Azir and Taric. And the rework on the glacials that will be very interesting because now all glacials stun for the same time. But the more glacials you have, the more damage you deal when you stun the enemy. So it's like a bit of a trade-off, being it less utility, less frustrating for the opposing player, but giving you a bit extra damage to compensate for that. Now, jumping on the champion changes themselves. The big stuff of the video, let's go! Starting on Amumu, he will have more dash speed on his Q, so now he will be able to reach his target way faster. In the ultimate, now has the ability to stop dashes. So if you have been a bit keen and seen that Amumu launching onto your team and use a dash to escape the ultimate, if you are in the area while your dash is being used, say goodbye. You are going to be trapped there. You won't be able to escape using your dash. So this now effectively gives Amumu a way better tool of control, especially against more skilled players. And doesn't end there, because the R is getting less cooldown as well. So this should help Amumu a bit, should help Amumu being less useless in that mid game, but in the end, the jungle meta in general must change before Amumu is way more useful than he is today, because Amumu, no matter what, if you can shut him down early on, he will be useless for most of the game. Then jumping into Aphelios, Aphelios now shows with more clarity the weapons he currently has equipped. But aside from that, that is pretty good, he also has some quite interesting nerfs. First of all, his ultimate now has less range. The range on Aphelios' ultimate is a bit excessive, so it's normal they have toned it down. but also the Calibrum Mark, the rifle, is giving only 1 attack reset instead of 2, and the turrets are way nerfed, because now they will attack less and suffer more damage both from ranked champions and from AoE abilities. So this makes Aphelios turrets safer to take out and less evasive. But will it succeed? Will it make Aphelios a non so OP champ? I don't really think so. Then jumping onto Aurelion. Aurelion is a champion that has a really good win rate, but only is played by some small base of players, and because of that is maybe why he has so high win rate, because people can't play against Aurelion, they don't know how to do it. But he's going to have the Celestial expansion, the W nerf. Now the damage amplification he adds to the stars in the passive is going to be slightly less than it currently is. But I don't think the Aurelion mains will notice this a lot. Yeah, some games will be less powerful, but in general I think Aurelion will still have a very good time in the hands of an skilled player. Jumping on Caitlyn, she has a bonus attack speed in level 1, but this isn't going to be so big. It's like having like an extra dagger, a bit less, and well, will help Caitlyn, that's for sure. Will help her when dealing with a 1v1 and make her poke more easily. Talking about Darius, he will be able to deal more damage to monsters thanks to the buff in his passive, but that's not the most important change. Darius will also be able to heal on jungle monsters, on large monsters with his Q, and this is key, because not only affects the Darius jungle, but the Darius in the top lane as well. Darius, when having a fight in the jungle, will be able to heal from an extra source. And taking into account Darius already is a very good champion, mainly in tiers in Platinum and lower, Darius can decimate his opponents, it's going to be quite interesting. Diana will have extra damage against monsters thanks to her passive, and well, it's normal because when she was nerfed for mid lane, they also nerfed her for the jungle. Now this buff tries to compensate a bit. Jumping into Garen, interesting change. First of all, his Q now has a bigger AD scaling. His W increases bonus armor and magic resist by a small amount, and the shield is changed. Now it isn't a percentage of your max health, no. It's a base amount plus 20% of your bonus health. And this is important because these changes emphasize this Garen bruiser. This Garen with the Black Cleaver, the Sterak, and then going full tank on items. As you see, these builds are going to have really good performance with these new Garen buffs. You know, Garen, mainly in lower elos, is super abusable for winning. But now, I will say Darius is, for now, in a big spot. So, Garen is like the second choice. Then, jumping into the E, now it deals more damage to jungle monsters, so they try to push Garen into the jungle as well. Gnar has been forgotten for a long time. Now they will give some extra movement speed to Mega Gnar, that is really good because Mega Gnar is super slow. And when you launch that ultimate, when you do the Gnar, you will have a bigger AP. You have 100% AP scaling and also bigger bonus AD scaling. So both the AP Gnar, that like of meta build, and the regular Gnar will have benefits from this change. But that's not everything, because Gnar will also deal more maximum damage thanks to the main Gnar's W to jungle monsters. This is another try of Riot to try try Gnar in the jungler. But Gnar in the jungle, well, let's see how it evolves. Jayce will have an increase in mana per level and also his Q damage. This should help a champion that now is one of the weakest top laners in the meta, and should it make it a bit overpowered? Don't think so, because he has been weak for long time, and the meta doesn't suit a top lane champion carrying the game right now. So yeah, it will improve Jayce, but in general his position will only improve a bit. Kayle is having less channel time for her ultimate while using it on allies. That means that if you are using it on yourself, it will be the same, but if you use your ultimate to protect an ally, then you will be able to start doing things against, not having to look up in the sky channeling, and well, it's a better option for that case that want to collaborate in ganks or go to team fight sooner, while this lonely case, this split push case, will be exactly the same as before. Lux is having a buff aimed at improving her support performance. She will have more base damage on the Q, but a worse AP scaling, and the cooldown on this ability will be reduced, but only on the first levels. Once you have it maxed out, the cooldown will be the same as before. And also a new mechanic for her that will allow to get out of the hard way. Now you can flash while casting your ultimate. As I told you, a good tool for more experienced players to be able to use when launching the ultimate. In general, a slight improvement, a more bright scenario for Lux in the support position, but the support meta should be in general the same. Then Mordekaiser will be able to do more damage to monsters thanks to his passive. This will allow more the jungle. Well, some more the jungles can be seen, but they are more like a troll pick. Now with this, it could be interesting because the ability to clean huge camps thanks to this is going to be quite good. Then jumping into Ramos, he will have more base attack speed, and this means that the attack speed ratio is also going up. He will have more benefits when, for example, using his E or receiving attack speed buffs, or if you are a crazy madman, going full attack speed Rammus will be even better. So don't go full attack speed Rammus in ranked, especially if you are in my ranked, but if you are on the other team, do it. Do it. You are the best if you do it on the other team. I love you. Then, going into Cinch. Less base HP, less base armor. Cinch, a champion that happens quite the same as with Aurelion Sol, but a bit more problematic because his player base is a bit bigger. He's causing some trouble with some Conqueror builds in the top lane and in the mid lane as well sometimes, so he has to go down. Sona will have more mana cost for her abilities, but if the aura affects an ally, then she will have a refund. That is a direct nerf in the sinking line to the Sona top lane, aiming at reducing her resources. She will spend her mana way faster if she is used in a long lane like top lane is. Then Soraka. This chain is huge and a huge nerf to that top lane abuser. She will have less HP. The HP increase, the base HP, is just for the first 1-2 levels. Then the lower HP per level kicks in. With mana, the same. A bit more mana in the first 2 levels, but then she has less mana per level and less total mana. Talking about the ADs, just like rounding up the numbers, and going to the Q, here comes the nerf. The rejuvenation effect is lasting less, that isn't so important, but the effect is healing way less. Also, she will have less movement speed and the mana cost goes up. To compensate a bit for this, she will have more healing in her W and will heal targets while she is being affected by the rejuvenation effects in the Q a bit more. but this won't compensate for the reduction in the Q itself. And then, if casted while being affected by this rejuvenation effect, that once you hit an enemy champion with the Q is when the effect is activated, the maximum health cost for the W will be reduced, and at level 5 of the ability you have 0 health cost. So yeah, in theory, if you can put these Qs on champions, you will spend way fewer life than you used to. But in general, Soraka will be significantly weaker even in the super position, and maybe in some patches we will see a bit of a compensatory buff. For now, just let's take it a bit of time and give it time to settle in. Sylas, more damage on the Q, a bit more ability to clean waves, and extra damage for champions. Just a very small change. Talon now can affect with his passive jungle monsters, and not only that, but he deals extra damage to them. Just a small change for making him viable, or at least worth a try in the jungle. Yuumi, now he's morphed with her E. Yuumi hasn't been in such a good spot for now, so they are putting small buffs in for her. And lastly, talking about champions, Zed, now his energy restore on the W works on monsters, and the passive will do double damage to monsters. This will make Zed in the jungle, as it happened with Talon, at least worth a try, but having less gold that in mid lane will maybe be a huge blow to Zed. How will this jungle change evolve? We'll see once the pass starts rolling out. Now let's jump into items, summoner spells, runes, and that stuff. First of all, Bami, Cinderhulk, and Sunfire. Well, now they have a new passive in addition to the other one of dealing damage to stuff around you they had. Once every 10 seconds you nest immobilizing spells, this magic damage that scales with your bonus health, and also releases a fire nova around you that deals bonus damage. Champions with large health pools as Dr. Mundo, Cho'Gath, or On, being the Sunfire Cape one of his core items in most games, they are going to be quite happy with this change. Then jumping into the Stopwatch. The Stopwatch is being higher cost, it's costing a bit more of gold, and the Stopwatch rune now doesn't give that 50% cooldown reduction on Stopwatch build items such as the Gargoyle Stoneplate, Sonia's, and Guardian Angel. But as well, you don't get now the Stopwatch at 10 minutes, you get it at 40 minutes, but for each takedown this time is reduced by 2 minutes. So if you kill a lot, if you make a lot of snowball, now the Stopwatch rune may be a wise choice. If you are looking for just having a defensive tool, it's going to be quite worse. Then the legend runes are worsening, you will need more charge as minions are giving less. And talking about another runes, Hail of Blades, you will have more time for dealing the attacks, and the cooldown changes slightly. There will be a bigger cooldown, but it will reset no matter what. You won't be having to jump out of combat. Talking about first rush, you will have more at a movement speed if you are a melee champion, only for melee champions. Yeah, some Darius builds are happy to hear that, in addition to the other Darius changes with it. And yeah, you will have a bit more of time, a bigger window of time for dealing these 3 attacks or abilities. The Unflinching rune is also getting improved, but this isn't like a buff, it's just a bug fix that made the rune previously not being able to give this slow resistance. Now, bug fix it, it works properly, or it should do. You never know. And then, in the last part, we have the exhaust that now has a bigger duration. Nowadays, you know, most supports pick the ignite, and exhaust is super niche against certain champions, against certain comps, against certain matchups. It's not a widely seen spell, and Riot wants to balance this a bit. Not only having ignite, also giving room to having more choices. And that's all, folks. If you like, please like, share and subscribe, and nothing more on my end. Thanks for watching and see ya!